We want to use a root test for the following problems. So we have the sum from n equals 1 to infinity of n over 2n plus 1 to the n power. So for the root test, we're going to raise our sequence to the 1nth power. So basically like this. And what that does is just remove this exponent. Okay, so what we're going to be left with is n over 2n plus 1, and we're going to take the limit as n approaches infinity, and clearly this limit is 1/2. This is less than 1, so by the root test, this converges. Next example, we have the sum from n equals 2 to infinity of 2n plus 1 over n minus 1 to the n. So we're going to take the nth root, which will get rid of this, and then we'll have the limit as n approaches infinity of 2n plus 1 over n minus 1. And this is just 2, which is greater than 1, and therefore by the root test, this diverges. So next example, we have the sum from n equals 1 to infinity. We have 2 times the nth root of n plus 1, all raised to the nth power. So taking the nth root will eliminate the nth power. So we have 2 times the nth root of n plus 1, and we're going to take the limit as n approaches infinity. So you can think of this as n to the 1 over n power. But basically, this limit right here goes to 1. And a good way to think about it is the exponent approaches 0. So you have a big number. So you have think of it like a big number to the 0th power is basically 1. Now, you should be careful because in this case we have infinity to the 0th power, which is indeterminate. But in this case, it's actually, the limit's going to be 1. And so you have 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. This is greater than 1, which means this diverges by the root test. All right, next, we have a sum from n equals 1 to infinity, 1 over n minus 1 over n squared, raised to the n power. So we're going to use a root test, which will eliminate the nth root. We'll have 1 over n minus 1 over n squared, and then the limit as n approaches infinity. They're both going to 0. So my limit is 0, which is less than 1. So this converges by the root test. So next, we have the sum from n equals 2 to infinity of n over ln of n to the n. We're going to use the nth root. So the nth root of ln to the n will cancel the root, so we'll just have ln of n. And then we'll have n to the 1 over n power for the numerator. So we're going to take the limit of that. We know that this approaches 1. This approaches infinity. So this will then approach 0. This is less than 1, so it will converge by the root test.